Rejection. It's a word that stings, a feeling that can bring even the strongest to their knees. But what if I told you that rejection isn't a curse, but a powerful tool that can shape your destiny? Welcome to Modern Stoic. Today, we're exploring a topic that everyone faces but few truly understand: rejection. In this video, we'll uncover 20 transformative lessons from Stoic philosophy that will teach you how to turn rejection into your greatest ally. Stay tuned till the end of this video, as we will embark upon a journey through the ancient insights of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and discover how you can harness the power of rejection to build resilience, grow stronger, and achieve greatness. Let's dive in. Lesson number 1: prove them wrong. Rejection can sting, no doubt about it. But instead of letting it knock you down, why not flip the script and turn it into fuel for your fire? Think of it like this: every no you get is like a little nudge from the universe, pushing you to dig deeper, try harder, and ultimately, prove them wrong. It's almost like the universe is your personal coach, telling you, hey, I know you can do better. Show me what you've got. Take Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, for example. This guy faced a ton of setbacks and opposition in his life. But did he let that define him? Absolutely not. He used every challenge as a stepping stone to greatness. When someone said he couldn't do something, he didn't just sit around feeling sorry for himself. No, he went out there and showed them he could. That's the kind of mindset we're talking about here. So, how do you channel your inner Marcus Aurelius and use rejection as a springboard to success? It starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of seeing rejection as a dead end, view it as a detour. Maybe the path you're on wasn't the right one, and this rejection is redirecting you to something even better. It's like taking a scenic route on a road trip. Sure, it's longer, but you might discover some amazing views along the way. Now, let's get practical. Imagine you've just been turned down for your dream job. Ouch, right? The first reaction might be to feel defeated. But instead of wallowing in self-pity, use that rejection as a motivator. Think, okay, they didn't see my potential, but I know what I'm capable of. Then, start working on proving them wrong. Enhance your skills, take on new projects, and build a portfolio that's so impressive, the next time they see your name, they'll kick themselves for not hiring you. It's not just about personal growth, though. There's also a sweet satisfaction in proving your doubters wrong. It's not about revenge, it's about showing yourself and the world that you're capable of more than they gave you credit for. It's about turning skepticism into admiration. When you achieve what they thought you couldn't, you're not just proving them wrong, you're proving yourself right. And hey, don't be afraid to embrace a little bit of that underdog spirit. There's something incredibly powerful about being underestimated. It gives you an edge because people aren't expecting you to succeed. Use that to your advantage. Work in silence, let your success make the noise. When you finally reveal what you've accomplished, the impact will be tenfold. Think about famous examples like J.K. Rowling, who faced numerous rejections before Harry Potter became a worldwide phenomenon. She didn't let those rejections stop her, she let them drive her. She believed in her story, kept refining her craft, and eventually, she proved all those publishers wrong. And now, look where she is. Incorporating Stoicism into this process is all about resilience and focus. Marcus Aurelius wrote about the importance of controlling our perceptions and reactions. So, when faced with rejection, remind yourself that it's not the end of the world. It's just a part of your journey. Keep your emotions in check, stay rational, and use that rejection as a catalyst for growth. Remember, every no is an opportunity in disguise. It's a chance to reassess, improve, and come back stronger. So, next time someone doubts you or shuts you down, don't let it derail you. Instead, let it light a fire within you. Channel that energy into your work, refine your skills, and show them exactly what you're made of. Because proving them wrong isn't just about success, it's about self-belief and perseverance. And that, my friend, is the true essence of Stoicism. Lesson number 2, cut off contact. In the realm of Stoicism, one of the profound teachings revolves around the idea of cutting off contact with negative influences. This principle is not just about severing ties, but about creating a space for personal growth and maintaining mental clarity. The ancient Stoics understood the power of our environment and how it shapes our thoughts, actions, and ultimately, our character. In today's world, where distractions are abundant and negative influences are just a click away, this lesson is more relevant than ever. Imagine your mind as a garden. To cultivate it, you must remove the weeds that threaten to choke your plants. Negative influences, whether they are toxic relationships, pessimistic social media feeds, or environments that drain your energy, are these weeds. They prevent you from flourishing and reaching your full potential. The Stoics believe that to live a virtuous life, one must be vigilant about what they allow into their mental space. Cutting off contact with negativity is not an act of cruelty but an act of self-preservation. It's about prioritizing your well-being and understanding that your mental health is paramount. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the importance of surrounding oneself with good company. He wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, therefore, guard accordingly, and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." Here are some practical steps to cut off contact. Number 1, identify negative influences. The first step is to recognize what or who is dragging you down. This could be a friend who constantly complains, a family member who belittles your ambitions, or a job that leaves you feeling unfulfilled. Make a list of these influences and consider how they affect your mental state. Number 2, set boundaries. Once you have identified the negative influences, it's crucial to set boundaries. This doesn't always mean complete severance. Sometimes, it means limiting interactions or being clear about what topics are off limits. For instance, if a friend is always negative, you might decide to avoid conversations about certain topics or limit the time you spend with them. Number 3, gradual disengagement. In some cases, especially with close relationships, a gradual disengagement might be necessary. This involves slowly reducing the time and emotional energy you invest in these relationships. Over time, this can lead to a natural drifting apart, which can be less jarring than an abrupt end. Number 4, replace negative with positive. It's not enough to cut off contact with negative influences, you must also replace them with positive ones. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, engage in activities that uplift you, and consume media that educates and enriches you. This positive reinforcement helps to fill the void left by the removed negativity. Number 5, self-reflection and meditation. Use the time and mental space freed up by cutting off negative influences to engage in self-reflection and meditation. The Stoics were big proponents of daily reflection, examining their actions, thoughts, and motivations. This practice helps to build resilience and reinforces your commitment to living a virtuous life. By cutting off contact with negative influences or negative people, you create a fertile ground for positivity, growth, and serenity. You gain clarity of mind, which allows you to focus on what truly matters, your goals, values, and personal growth. This clarity also enhances your decision-making abilities, enabling you to navigate life's challenges with a calm and composed demeanor. Moreover, reducing exposure to negativity can significantly improve your mental health. It lowers stress levels, reduces anxiety, and fosters a more optimistic outlook on life. The energy that was once consumed by dealing with negative influences can now be channeled into productive and fulfilling endeavors. Consider a scenario where you have a colleague who constantly undermines your efforts and spreads negativity in the workplace. By setting clear boundaries and limiting your interactions with this person, you protect your mental health and maintain your productivity. Similarly, if social media is a source of constant negativity, curating your feed to include only positive and inspiring content can dramatically improve your mood and outlook. In conclusion, cutting off contact with negative influences is a powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal. It empowers you to take control of your environment, prioritize your well-being, and create a space where positivity and growth can thrive. Embrace this lesson, and watch as your life transforms into a more serene and fulfilling journey. Lesson number 3. Disregard them too. Rejection stings, doesn't it? It's that gnawing feeling in your gut when someone tells you no, and suddenly you're questioning your worth. But here's the kicker: what if you could flip that script? Imagine embracing rejection, using it as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. Sounds wild, right? Well, let's take a stroll through this idea in a Stoic way. So, there you are, pouring your heart into something, be it a project, a relationship, or even a new hobby. You're pumped, ready to conquer the world. And then, bam, rejection hits. Ouch! It's easy to let it knock you down, but what if you could see rejection as just another blip on the radar? Epictetus, a big name in Stoicism, would say, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Basically, it's all about perspective. First off, understand that rejection isn't personal. It feels personal, sure, but it's usually not about you. Think about it, people reject ideas, not necessarily the people behind them. It's like when you're at a buffet and pass on the Brussels sprouts. Nothing against the chef, you just don't dig Brussels sprouts. It's the same with your rejected idea or proposal. Maybe it just wasn't the right fit or timing. So, shrug it off. And speaking of shrugging it off, Marcus Aurelius, that sage Roman emperor, had this cool trick. He'd remind himself that others' opinions are just that, opinions. They don't define you. Imagine Marcus, sitting in his palace, scribbling in his journal. If someone despises me, that is their problem. If someone says no, that's their perspective, not a reflection of your value. Powerful, right? Now, let's get tactical. Use rejection as feedback. Reframe it as a learning opportunity. It's like getting a free coaching session. What went wrong? What can you tweak? This isn't about beating yourself up, far from it. It's about growing. Remember that time you fell off your bike as a kid? You didn't quit biking, you figured out what went wrong and tried again. Same principle. Next, lean into the discomfort. Rejection feels awful, but Stoicism teaches us to embrace discomfort. It's where the growth happens. Seneca said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." Each rejection is like a mental workout, building your resilience muscles. So, instead of shying away, face it head on. Feel the burn, and let it make you stronger. Also, don't forget the power of humor. Seriously. Sometimes, the best way to deal with rejection is to laugh it off. It's not about making light of your efforts, but about not letting the negativity weigh you down. Imagine Seneca cracking a joke after a setback. Laughing in the face of adversity can be liberating. It's like saying, "Hey, rejection, you can't break me. I'm tougher than you think." And here's a fun twist: use rejection to fuel your determination. Ever heard of a revenge body? Well, think of your response to rejection as a revenge success. Channel that sting into motivation. Prove to yourself, and maybe even to those who doubted you, that you've got what it takes. It's not about spite, it's about self-belief. Lastly, remember to keep your eyes on the bigger picture. Rejection is just a tiny dot in the grand scheme of your life. Don't let it derail you. Instead, let it remind you of your bigger goals. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the vastness of the universe to keep his problems in perspective. Your journey is long and winding, with many stops along the way. One no is just a signpost, not the destination. So, next time rejection knocks on your door, welcome it. Disregard the sting, learn from it, laugh at it, and let it propel you forward. You're on a journey, and every no is just another step towards your ultimate yes. Lesson number 4, don't react emotionally. Rejection can be a punch to the gut. It's like when you've crafted a heartfelt message and it gets left unread. Oof. But here's where the Stoics come in with their timeless wisdom: don't react emotionally. Sounds easier said than done, right? Let's break it down in a way that's as relatable as your morning coffee. Picture this: you've just pitched a brilliant idea at work. You're excited, adrenaline pumping, and then, slam, it gets shot down. The initial urge is to react. Maybe you want to argue, or maybe you feel tears welling up. Totally natural. But Stoicism teaches us to hit pause on that knee-jerk reaction. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. So, step 1, breathe. Now, breathing sounds like basic advice, but it's a game changer. When you feel the sting of rejection, take a moment. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly. What you're doing is giving yourself a mini timeout. This pause helps you detach from the emotional surge and start thinking clearly. It's like giving your brain a chance to switch gears. Once you've got your breath back, start observing your emotions like a scientist. Epictetus, another Stoic great, suggested seeing emotions as clouds passing by. You're not the clouds, you're the sky. Notice the feelings, but don't let them take over. This helps you separate your identity from the rejection. You're not your failures or successes, you're something much more profound. Okay, so you're breathing, you're observing. What next? Let's talk about reframing. Once again, instead of seeing rejection as a personal attack, view it as feedback. Imagine you're a sculptor. Each rejection is just a chisel stroke, shaping you into something better. It's not about ignoring your feelings, but transforming them into something constructive. This shift in perspective can make all the difference. Another tip from the Stoic playbook: zoom out. When faced with rejection, try to see the bigger picture. In the grand scheme of your life, is this rejection really that catastrophic? Marcus Aurelius often contemplates the vastness of the universe to keep his problems in perspective. Your journey is long, and this rejection is just a tiny blip on the radar. It's also important to practice gratitude. Yeah, you heard that right. Gratitude. Even in the face of rejection, find something to be thankful for. Maybe it's the fact that you tried. Maybe it's the lesson learned. Gratitude shifts your focus from what you've lost to what you've gained. It's a subtle but powerful shift. And don't forget to stay kind to yourself. Rejection can make you your own worst critic. Instead, be your own cheerleader. Remind yourself of your strengths and past achievements. Self-compassion goes a long way. Imagine how Marcus Aurelius would write to himself in his meditations, gently nudging himself to stay calm and composed. Lastly, remember this: emotions are temporary. That raw, stingy feeling of rejection will fade. By not reacting emotionally, you give yourself the space to heal and grow. You become resilient, a true Stoic warrior. So, next time rejection comes knocking, don't let it rattle you. Breathe, observe, reframe, laugh, zoom out, practice gratitude, be kind to yourself, and remember, it's just a part of your journey. You've got this. Lesson number 5, remove them from your mind. Rejection, it's like that annoying pop song you can't get out of your head. But here's a cool Stoic trick: learn to remove it from your mind. Imagine you're a mental ninja, slicing through negative thoughts with precision and ease. Sounds like a dream, right? Let's dive into this idea and see how we can make it your reality. Picture this: you've just faced rejection. Maybe it's someone you were hoping to impress but didn't quite see your sparkle. The disappointment starts looping in your mind, playing over and over. It's easy to get stuck here, but the Stoics, those wise old sages, have some advice to clear the clutter. First off, recognize the power of your thoughts. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that we are what we repeatedly think. The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts, he wrote. So, the first step is to catch those negative thoughts as they arise. Think of it as mental housekeeping. You wouldn't let garbage pile up in your living room, so why let it clutter your mind? Once you've identified the negative thought, acknowledge it, and then let it go. This might sound like a cliché, but it's rooted in Stoic practice. Imagine each negative thought as a balloon. Acknowledge it, then release it into the sky, watching it drift away until it's out of sight. This visualization can be incredibly freeing. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty, replacing those negative thoughts with positive ones. Epictetus, another Stoic guru, suggested focusing on what you can control. You can't change the rejection, but you can change how you react to it. Instead of dwelling on the why, shift your focus to the what's next. What can you learn from this experience? How can you improve for the future? This isn't about toxic positivity, it's about constructive thinking. And hey, let's talk about the power of distraction. Sometimes, the best way to remove negative thoughts is to drown them out with something you love. Dive into a hobby, hit the gym, or hang out with friends. Do something that makes you feel alive and engaged. Seneca would probably tell you to lose yourself in a good book or a creative project. The idea is to fill your mind with things that bring you joy and fulfillment, leaving little room for negativity. Another powerful tool in the Stoic arsenal is mindfulness. It's about staying present in the moment. When you catch yourself spiraling into negative thoughts, ground yourself. Focus on your breath, the sounds around you, or the sensation of your feet on the ground. Marcus Aurelius practiced this by reminding himself to live in the present moment. By anchoring yourself in the now, you can break free from the grip of past rejections. Speaking of breaking free, don't underestimate the power of journaling. Marcus Aurelius himself was a big fan of writing down his thoughts. Grab a notebook and spill out your feelings. There's something cathartic about seeing your thoughts on paper. It helps you process and let go. Plus, you might stumble upon insights that can propel you forward. So, next time rejection tries to take up residence in your mind, evict it. Acknowledge, let go, replace, distract, stay mindful, journal, practice gratitude, and be kind to yourself. You're not just surviving rejection, you're mastering it, Stoic style. Lesson number 6, demonstrate your value. Rejection can often feel like a harsh critique of our worth. However, through the lens of Stoicism, it becomes an opportunity to demonstrate and reaffirm our value. This shift in perspective is crucial, not just for overcoming rejection, but for thriving in its aftermath. By focusing on demonstrating your value, you can transform rejection from a stumbling block into a stepping stone for personal and professional growth. The Stoics believed that our true value lies in our virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance, rather than external validation or material success. When faced with rejection, the Stoic approach is to look inward and assess how we can better align our actions with these virtues. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor, wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This means that obstacles, including rejection, are not barriers but pathways to demonstrating our true worth. Here are some practical steps to demonstrate your value. Number 1, reflect on feedback. Rejection often comes with feedback, whether explicit or implicit. Instead of dwelling on the negative emotions it may evoke, use this feedback as a tool for growth. Analyze the reasons behind the rejection and identify areas for improvement. This reflection is not about self-criticism, but about understanding how you can enhance your skills and approach. Number 2, showcase your strengths. In the face of rejection, it's essential to remind yourself and others of your strengths. Update your resume, portfolio, or personal brand to highlight your accomplishments and unique skills. Share your successes on professional networks or with peers. This not only boosts your confidence, but also keeps you visible for future opportunities. Number 3, continuous learning. Demonstrating value involves a commitment to continuous learning. Enroll in courses, attend workshops, and seek out new experiences that expand your knowledge and skills. The Stoics valued lifelong learning, as it aligns with the pursuit of wisdom. By constantly improving yourself, you not only increase your value but also show resilience and adaptability. Number 4, seek constructive criticism. Actively seek out constructive criticism from trusted mentors, colleagues, or friends. This demonstrates a willingness to grow and an openness to change. It also helps you gain a clearer perspective on areas that need improvement, making your efforts to demonstrate value more targeted and effective. Number 5, contribute to others. One of the most powerful ways to demonstrate your value is by helping others. Volunteer your time, offer your expertise, or mentor someone. These acts of kindness and generosity not only benefit others but also reinforce your own sense of worth. The Stoics believed in the interconnectedness of humanity and the importance of contributing to the greater good. When you're rejected, it's easy to feel discouraged. However, this is precisely the moment to dig deep and find ways to demonstrate your value. Each rejection is an opportunity to prove that you are not defined by others' opinions, but by your actions and virtues. For instance, if you're turned down for a job, consider how you can use this time to build your skills. Take on freelance projects, start a personal project that showcases your abilities, or volunteer in your field. By staying active and engaged, you not only improve your skill set but also show potential employers your dedication and resilience. Imagine you applied for a competitive role in your field and didn't get it. Instead of feeling defeated, use this as a chance to demonstrate your value. Reach out to the hiring manager and thank them for the opportunity, asking for feedback on your application. Take their advice to heart and work on those areas. Update your professional profiles with any new skills or projects you undertake during this period. Additionally, share your journey with your network. Write a blog post or create a video about how you're turning rejection into a positive experience by improving yourself. This not only keeps you motivated but also shows others that you are proactive and resilient. By focusing on demonstrating your value, you shift the narrative from being a passive recipient of rejection to an active participant in your growth. This proactive approach builds your confidence and resilience. You begin to see rejection not as a final verdict, but as a challenge that you are equipped to meet and overcome. Moreover, demonstrating your value keeps you visible to potential opportunities. Employers, colleagues, and peers notice your efforts, which can lead to new and unexpected opportunities. Your commitment to continuous improvement and helping others also builds a strong personal brand that stands out. In conclusion, rejection is not the end, but a beginning, a call to demonstrate your value in new and profound ways. By adopting a Stoic mindset, you can turn every rejection into a powerful testament to your virtues and capabilities. Embrace this lesson, and you will find that each rejection propels you closer to your true potential. Lesson number 7, go out and have fun. Now, I know this might sound a bit counterintuitive. You're probably thinking, how can I have fun when I've just been knocked down? But hear me out. Taking time to enjoy yourself, to immerse in activities that bring you joy, can actually help you bounce back stronger. It's all about shifting your focus and recharging your spirit. Marcus Aurelius, that wise old Stoic emperor, knew a thing or two about dealing with life's disappointments. He often wrote about the importance of balancing life's challenges with moments of joy and reflection. Sure, he had a ton of responsibilities and faced countless setbacks, but he also made time for contemplation and relaxation. He knew that to be resilient, you need to take care of your mental and emotional well-being. So, how do you start? First things first, give yourself permission to have fun. Sometimes, we get so caught up in our failures that we forget it's okay to let loose. Remember that rejection is just a part of life, not the entirety of it. You deserve moments of joy, laughter, and lightheartedness. Imagine this, you've just been turned down for a project you were super excited about. Instead of spiraling into a pit of despair, call up some friends and hit that new escape room everyone's been raving about. Or maybe, go on a spontaneous road trip to a place you've never been. The point is to break free from the cycle of negative thinking and do something that genuinely makes you happy. Engaging in fun activities can also provide a fresh perspective. When you're out there enjoying yourself, you're not just escaping from your problems, you're allowing your mind to reset. It's during these moments of relaxation that new ideas often emerge. You might suddenly think of a new approach to that project, or realize a new path you hadn't considered before. Think about it like this, your mind is like a muscle. If you overwork it, it's going to get tired and eventually, it'll stop working efficiently. But if you give it a break, let it relax and recharge, it comes back stronger and more creative. Having fun is like giving your mind that much-needed break. And don't think fun has to be something extravagant or expensive. It can be as simple as taking a walk in the park, playing with your dog, or cooking a new recipe. The key is to do something that takes you out of your current headspace and brings a smile to your face. One more thing, having fun isn't just about distraction, it's about building resilience. When you allow yourself to experience joy, you're reminding yourself that life is multifaceted. It's not just about the highs and lows of achievement and rejection. There are countless moments in between that are worth savoring. Embracing fun also aligns with the Stoic idea of focusing on what you can control. You can't control the rejection, but you can control how you respond to it. By choosing to engage in enjoyable activities, you're taking control of your emotional state. You're actively deciding to focus on positive experiences rather than dwelling on negative ones. So next time you face rejection, don't just sit there and stew in it. Go out and have fun. Laugh until your sides hurt, dance like no one's watching, and enjoy the little things. Not only will it make you feel better in the moment, but it'll also equip you with the emotional strength to tackle whatever comes next. Because at the end of the day, life is too short to let rejection steal your joy. Embrace the fun, and let it be the fuel that powers your resilience. Lesson number 8. Build your social status. First off, let's get one thing straight. Social status isn't about being the most popular person in the room or having the most followers on social media. It's about respect, influence, and the genuine connections you build with others. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed in the power of community and the importance of contributing positively to society. So, when you're hit with rejection, think of it as a chance to sharpen your social skills and expand your network. Start by embracing the mindset that every interaction is an opportunity. Whether you're at a networking event, a casual get-together, or even just chatting online, make the most of it. Listen actively, show genuine interest in others, and be present in the moment. People remember how you make them feel, and being a good listener is a surefire way to leave a lasting impression. Now, let's talk about the power of storytelling. When you're building your social status, being able to share your story, your highs, your lows, and everything in between, can be incredibly impactful. When you face rejection, don't hide it. Instead, share how you're overcoming it, the lessons you're learning, and how it's shaping you. Authenticity is magnetic. People are drawn to those who are real and relatable. Networking is another crucial element. Rejection can sometimes close one door, but it can also push you to open new ones. Reach out to people in your industry, join relevant groups, and attend events. Be proactive in expanding your circle. You never know who you might meet and what opportunities might come your way through new connections. And remember, networking isn't just about what others can do for you, it's also about how you can add value to their lives. Offer help, share your knowledge, and be a connector for others. Let's not forget the importance of social proof. This is where you let your work speak for itself. If you've faced rejection, use that as motivation to excel in your field. Build a portfolio of your achievements, gather testimonials, and showcase your expertise. When people see what you've accomplished, especially in the face of adversity, it elevates your status. You become someone who's not just talking the talk, but walking the walk. Being socially active is also key. Attend community events, participate in discussions, and be visible in your social circles. The more active you are, the more people will see you as a leader and a go-to person. And when you're active, you're also more likely to come across opportunities that you might have missed otherwise. Another tip: don't shy away from self-promotion. This doesn't mean being boastful, but rather sharing your successes and milestones in a way that feels natural and humble. Use social media to highlight your achievements, write articles or blog posts about your experiences, and speak at events or webinars. The more you put yourself out there, the more people will take notice. Let's also talk about resilience and how it plays into building your social status. People admire those who can bounce back from setbacks with grace and determination. When you face rejection, show resilience by maintaining a positive attitude, continuing to pursue your goals, and demonstrating that you're not easily deterred. This kind of strength is incredibly appealing and can significantly boost how others perceive you. Lastly, always remember the Stoic principle of focusing on what you can control. You can't control others' opinions or the outcomes of every situation, but you can control your actions and responses. By focusing on being the best version of yourself, treating others with respect, and continuously striving to improve, you naturally elevate your social status. So, the next time rejection comes knocking, don't let it drag you down. Use it as a catalyst to build your social status. Embrace every interaction, share your story, expand your network, and let your resilience shine. Before you know it, you'll be someone who's not just respected and admired, but also someone who turns every setback into a stepping stone toward greater success. Lesson number 9: act as if they don't exist. Acting as if they don't exist isn't about being petty or pretending people don't matter. It's about focusing your energy on what you can control and not letting the opinions or actions of others dictate your self-worth. Marcus Aurelius, the wise Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often emphasized the importance of maintaining inner peace regardless of external circumstances. By channeling your inner Marcus, you can rise above rejection and keep your cool. So, how do you start? Picture this: you've just faced a brutal rejection. Instead of obsessing over why they said no or what you could have done differently, shift your focus. Think of it as tuning out background noise. Their rejection is just static. It doesn't define your value or your potential. Now, dive into your passions and projects with renewed vigor. Pour your heart into what you love and what brings you joy. When you're deeply engaged in activities that matter to you, the sting of rejection starts to fade into the background. It's like being so immersed in a captivating book that you forget about the world around you. Let your passions be that book. Speaking of focus, let's talk about setting goals. Use this time to double down on your aspirations. Map out what you want to achieve and the steps needed to get there. By creating a clear roadmap, you're directing your energy towards constructive actions rather than dwelling on the past. Each small win along the way will build your confidence and help you realize that the rejection was just a detour, not a dead end. And let's be real, sometimes people reject you because they can't see your vision or understand your potential. That's on them, not you. Remember, even the great Steve Jobs faced rejection before making it big. He didn't let those rejections define them. He acted as if the naysayers didn't exist and kept pushing forward. You can do the same. A key part of this approach is surrounding yourself with a positive support system. Friends, family, mentors, these are the people who see your worth and believe in your potential. Spend time with those who lift you up and inspire you. Their encouragement will drown out the negativity and remind you that you're capable and valued. Let's also talk about the power of self-reflection. Take some time to reflect on your experiences and what you've learned from them. This isn't about dwelling on the rejection, but rather understanding how it can fuel your growth. Marcus Aurelius often journaled about his thoughts and experiences as a way to process them and gain clarity. By reflecting on your journey, you can find strength and wisdom in the lessons you've learned. So, the next time you face rejection, channel your inner stoic and act as if those who rejected you don't exist. Focus on your passions, set ambitious goals, surround yourself with positivity, reflect on your journey, and practice gratitude. By doing so, you'll find that rejection loses its power over you. You'll be too busy thriving to even notice it. Keep moving forward, stay true to yourself, and let your actions speak louder than any rejection ever could. Lesson number 10. Give them the silent treatment. Rejection is a universal experience, one that can leave us feeling inadequate and dejected. Yet, the ancient Stoics offer a different perspective. They believe that how we react to rejection is entirely within our control. One profound lesson we can draw from Stoicism is to give rejection, or the person who rejected you, a silent treatment. This doesn't mean ignoring it completely, but rather responding with dignified silence and internal reflection. In our modern world, silence is often undervalued. We live in an age of constant communication where quick responses and instant feedback are the norms. However, the Stoics teach us that silence can be a powerful tool. When faced with rejection, choosing not to respond immediately allows us to regain our composure and reflect on the situation with a clear mind. Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher, emphasized the importance of controlling our reactions and maintaining inner tranquility. By giving rejection the silent treatment, we can pause and avoid impulsive reactions that may worsen the situation. When we receive rejection, our immediate instinct might be to react defensively or emotionally. We might feel the urge to argue, seek validation, or prove ourselves. However, the Stoics advise against such knee-jerk reactions. Instead, they encourage us to reflect on the rejection calmly. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this experience? Is there a way I can grow or improve? By reflecting instead of reacting, we turn rejection into an opportunity for personal growth. This introspective approach aligns with the Stoic practice of journaling, where individuals would contemplate their daily experiences and extract valuable lessons. Silence in the face of rejection also helps maintain our dignity. Responding with grace and composure demonstrates inner strength and self-respect. It shows that we are not easily rattled by external events and that our self-worth is not dependent on the opinions of others. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, taught that we should focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and responses, rather than external factors like rejection. By giving rejection the silent treatment, we exhibit a dignified acceptance of things beyond our control. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is the idea that we control our perceptions. While we cannot change the fact of rejection, we can change how we perceive and interpret it. Giving rejection the silent treatment provides the mental space to reframe the experience. Instead of seeing rejection as a personal failure, we can view it as a valuable feedback or a redirection towards better opportunities. This shift in perception can transform rejection from a negative experience into a positive catalyst for change. Practicing silence in the face of rejection builds resilience. It teaches us to endure setbacks without losing our balance. The Stoics believe that adversity strengthens character, much like how physical exercise strengthens the body. By giving rejection the silent treatment, we cultivate a mindset of resilience. We learn to face challenges with equanimity and emerge stronger from each experience. Over time, this resilience becomes a cornerstone of our personal development and success. To effectively give rejection the silent treatment, consider the following practical steps. Number 1. Pause before responding. When you receive a rejection, take a moment to breathe and compose yourself. Avoid the temptation to respond immediately. Number 2. Reflect in writing. Use a journal to process your thoughts and feelings about the rejection. Write down what happened, how you feel, and what you can learn from it. Number 3. Reframe the experience. Challenge yourself to find a positive angle. Ask yourself how this rejection could be beneficial in the long run. Number 4. Focus on what you can control. Redirect your energy towards actions and thoughts that are within your control. Let go of the need to change external opinions. Number 6. Practice self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Understand that rejection is a part of life and does not define your worth. By incorporating these steps, you can transform the experience of rejection into a powerful opportunity for growth and self-improvement. Embrace the silence, and let it guide you towards a more resilient and enlightened self, as the Stoics envisioned. Lesson number 11. Reframe rejection as a learning opportunity. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful statement encapsulates a core tenet of Stoicism. Obstacles, including rejection, are not just hindrances but potential catalysts for growth and progress. By reframing rejection as an opportunity to learn and improve, we can transform setbacks into stepping stones towards success. Analyze the reasons behind the rejection. Ask for feedback, identify areas for improvement, and use this knowledge to better yourself and your approach in future endeavors. Consider the story of Jane, an aspiring writer who dreamed of getting her novel published. She poured her heart and soul into her manuscript, meticulously crafting each chapter and refining her story. Confident in her work, she sent her manuscript to several publishers, only to face a series of rejections. Each rejection letter was a blow to her confidence, making her question her talent and the worth of her work. Initially, Jane saw these rejections as insurmountable obstacles. The dream she had nurtured for years seemed to be slipping away. However, after reading about Stoicism and the writings of Marcus Aurelius, she decided to change her perspective. Instead of viewing rejection as a failure, she began to see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. Step 1. Seeking feedback. Jane decided to seek constructive feedback. She reached out to the publishers who had rejected her manuscript, asking for specific reasons behind their decision. To her surprise, some editors responded with detailed critiques. They pointed out areas where her plot lacked cohesion, characters that needed more depth, and sections of the narrative that felt overly complex. Step 2. Analyzing feedback. Instead of taking this feedback personally, Jane approached it with an open mind. She carefully analyzed the critiques, identifying common themes and areas that needed improvement. She realized that her manuscript had several weaknesses that she had been blind to in her initial enthusiasm. Step 3. Implementing improvements. Armed with this new knowledge, Jane set to work revising her manuscript. She streamlined the plot, developed her characters more fully, and clarified her narrative. This process was arduous and required her to let go of some parts of the story she was attached to, but she stayed focused on her goal of creating a better book. Step 4. Resubmitting with confidence. Once she had thoroughly revised her manuscript, Jane resubmitted it to publishers, this time with a stronger sense of confidence and a more polished piece of work. The rejections she had faced earlier had not diminished her resolve, they had sharpened her skills and strengthened her determination. Eventually, Jane received an acceptance letter from a reputable publisher. Her novel was not only accepted but went on to receive critical acclaim. Looking back, Jane realized that the initial rejections were a crucial part of her journey. They had forced her to improve her writing and ultimately led her to success. Jane's story illustrates how reframing rejection as a learning opportunity can transform a negative experience into a positive one. By seeking feedback, analyzing it constructively, and using it to make meaningful improvements, she turned rejection into a powerful tool for growth. This approach aligns perfectly with the Stoic principle that obstacles are not just barriers but pathways to advancement. Lesson 12. Cultivate indifference to external events. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, taught that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This Stoic principle emphasizes the importance of focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what is not. Rejection, being an external event, falls into the category of things we cannot control. However, our response to rejection is entirely within our power. By cultivating indifference to external events, we can maintain our inner peace and continue to pursue our goals with resilience and equanimity. Indifference, in the Stoic sense, does not mean apathy or lack of care. Instead, it refers to a state of mind where external events do not disturb our inner tranquility. Stoics strive to develop a mindset where they can remain unaffected by the ups and downs of life, understanding that their true well-being depends on their internal state rather than external circumstances. To cultivate this indifference, we must first recognize the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. According to Stoicism, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes are within our control, while external events, other people's actions, and outcomes are not. This fundamental distinction helps us focus our energy on what truly matters and release the anxiety associated with trying to control the uncontrollable. Embrace the reality that rejection is a part of life. Whether in personal relationships, professional endeavors, or creative pursuits, rejection is inevitable. By accepting this truth, you can reduce the emotional impact of rejection and view it as a natural occurrence rather than a personal failure. Practice mindfulness and self-reflection to understand your reactions to rejection. When faced with rejection, take a moment to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Acknowledge your feelings, but do not let them control your actions. This practice can help you develop a sense of detachment and clarity. Redirect your focus from external validation to internal goals. Set personal standards for success that are based on your values, effort, and improvement rather than external approval. By measuring your success against your own criteria, you can maintain a sense of accomplishment and self-worth regardless of external outcomes. Reframe rejection as a neutral event rather than a negative one. Remind yourself that rejection is often a reflection of external factors beyond your control, such as timing, preferences, or circumstances, rather than a judgment of your worth or abilities. This shift in perspective can help you remain indifferent to the outcome and resilient in the face of setbacks. Strengthen your emotional resilience through regular practice of Stoic exercises such as negative visualization and voluntary discomfort. Negative visualization involves imagining potential challenges and setbacks to prepare yourself mentally for adversity. Voluntary discomfort involves intentionally placing yourself in uncomfortable situations to build tolerance and resilience. These practices can help you cultivate a mindset that remains steady and composed in the face of rejection. By cultivating indifference to external events, you can maintain inner peace and resilience even when faced with rejection. This does not mean suppressing your emotions or denying your experiences, but rather acknowledging them without letting them dictate your response. Stoicism teaches that true strength lies in our ability to remain calm and focused amidst the turbulence of life. When you encounter rejection, remind yourself of Epictetus' wisdom. It is not the event itself, but your reaction to it that matters. By focusing on what you can control, your thoughts, actions, and attitudes, You can navigate rejection with grace and turn it into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. This Stoic approach empowers you to move forward with confidence, knowing that your true well-being is rooted in your internal state rather than external circumstances. Lesson 13. Find strength in adversity. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, wisely observed, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This principle underscores the Stoic belief that adversity, including rejection, is not merely an obstacle but a critical element of personal growth and resilience. Stoicism teaches us to view challenges as opportunities to build character and fortitude, transforming moments of hardship into catalysts for inner strength. Adversity is an inevitable part of the human experience. Whether it's rejection, failure, loss, or any form of setback, these challenges test our resolve and resilience. For the Stoics, adversity is not something to be avoided or feared, but rather embraced and utilized for self-improvement. The trials we face are seen as the very conditions that shape and refine our character, much like how physical exercise strengthens the body. To find strength in adversity, Stoicism encourages a mindset shift. Instead of viewing hardships as negative occurrences that derail our progress, we are urged to see them as integral to our development. This perspective is rooted in the belief that our reactions to adversity reveal our true nature and potential. When we confront difficulties head-on, we unlock reserves of strength and resilience that might otherwise remain dormant. The Stoics believe that every challenge presents an opportunity to exercise virtues such as courage, patience, and perseverance. For instance, encountering rejection can be a chance to cultivate humility and perseverance. By enduring and overcoming adversity, we develop a deeper understanding of our capacities and limits, which in turn enhances our ability to face future challenges with greater confidence and equanimity. Central to the Stoic philosophy is the idea that our perception of events shapes our experience of them. As Epictetus stated, men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them. This means that adversity, including rejection, is not inherently detrimental. Rather, it is our interpretation of these events that determines their impact on us. By altering our perception, we can transform adversity into a powerful source of strength. Stoicism teaches that we should approach adversity with a rational and composed mindset. Instead of succumbing to negative emotions or self-pity, we can choose to see difficulties as tests of our character. This rational approach enables us to maintain our composure and clarity of thought, allowing us to respond to challenges effectively and constructively. Adversity serves as a profound teacher, imparting valuable lessons that contribute to our personal and spiritual growth. Through hardship, we learn about our strengths and weaknesses, gain insights into our values and priorities, and develop a deeper sense of empathy and compassion for others. Each instance of adversity becomes a chapter in our life story, shaping our identity and fortifying our resilience. The Stoic practice of negative visualization further reinforces this idea. By contemplating potential hardships and imagining worst-case scenarios, Stoics prepare themselves mentally and emotionally for adversity. This exercise not only reduces the fear of the unknown, but also equips us with the psychological tools to handle real-life challenges with grace and poise. The ultimate goal of finding strength in adversity is to cultivate an unshakable inner fortress, a state of mind that remains steadfast and resilient regardless of external circumstances. This inner strength is not about denying the reality of pain or suffering, but about developing the capacity to endure and transcend it. Stoicism teaches that true resilience lies in our ability to maintain inner peace and purpose, even in the face of life's inevitable storms. By embracing adversity as a vital component of the human experience, we can transform rejection and other challenges into opportunities for profound personal growth. This Stoic approach empowers us to face life's trials with courage and resilience, knowing that each difficulty encountered strengthens our mind and spirit, ultimately leading us towards a more fulfilled and resilient existence. Lesson 14. Embrace the present moment. Seneca advised, "True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future." This profound wisdom captures the essence of Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment. For the Stoics, the present is the only time we truly possess, and embracing it fully is key to achieving inner peace and contentment. Stoicism teaches that time is divided into three parts: the past, the present, and the future. The past is unchangeable and should be accepted without regret. The future is uncertain and beyond our control. The present, however, is where we have agency and power. By focusing our attention on the present moment, we can live more fully and authentically, free from the burdens of past mistakes and future anxieties. The Stoics believe that much of human suffering stems from our preoccupation with the past and the future. Regret over past actions and fear of future events can dominate our thoughts, pulling us away from the richness of the present. This constant mental tug-of-war creates stress and dissatisfaction. Stoicism encourages us to break free from this cycle by grounding ourselves in the present moment, where we can find clarity, purpose, and tranquility. Embracing the present moment aligns closely with the practice of mindfulness, which involves being fully aware and engaged in the here and now. For Stoics, mindfulness is not merely a relaxation technique but a disciplined way of living. It requires a conscious effort to observe our thoughts and emotions without becoming entangled in them. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate a deeper awareness of our immediate experiences, allowing us to respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and composure. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on our current actions and duties. He taught that by attending to what is within our control, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes, we can maintain a sense of purpose and direction. This focus on the present enables us to perform our tasks with greater attention and care, enhancing our effectiveness and satisfaction in whatever we do. One of the greatest benefits of embracing the present moment is freedom from anxiety. The future is inherently uncertain, and our attempts to predict or control it often lead to unnecessary worry. By concentrating on the present, we can release ourselves from the tyranny of hypothetical scenarios and what-ifs that cloud our minds. This does not mean ignoring the future altogether, but rather approaching it with a balanced and prepared mindset, rooted in the reality of the present. Seneca also highlighted the transient nature of life, reminding us that each moment is fleeting and should be cherished. This awareness of life's impermanence can inspire us to live more fully, appreciating the beauty and significance of the present. It encourages us to engage deeply with our experiences, relationships, and activities, knowing that they are precious and finite. By embracing the present moment, we cultivate a sense of inner peace and contentment. This state of being is characterized by acceptance and gratitude for what we have now, rather than yearning for what we lack or fearing what might come. It involves finding joy in the simple, everyday moments and recognizing the inherent value in our current circumstances. Stoicism teaches that true happiness is found not in external possessions or achievements but in our inner state of mind. When we anchor ourselves in the present, we discover that contentment is not dependent on external conditions but arises from within. This inner peace is resilient and enduring, providing a stable foundation even amidst the uncertainties of life. In conclusion, embracing the present moment is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy, offering profound insights into how we can live more meaningful and fulfilling lives. By focusing on the here and now, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future, cultivating a mindset of mindfulness, acceptance, and gratitude. This approach not only enhances our personal well-being but also aligns us with the true nature of existence, where the present moment is all we truly possess. Lesson 15. Align with your core values. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, urged Marcus Aurelius. This principle captures the essence of Stoic philosophy, emphasizing the importance of living in accordance with one's core values and principles. For the Stoics, aligning with our core values is not just a moral imperative, but a path to a fulfilling and meaningful life. Core values are the fundamental beliefs and principles that guide our actions and decisions. They represent our deepest convictions about what is important and worthwhile in life. In Stoicism, these values are often centered around virtues such as wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Living in alignment with these virtues means embodying them in our daily actions and interactions. Stoicism teaches that our core values should serve as the foundation for our lives. When we are clear about our values, we can navigate life's challenges with integrity and purpose. Our values act as a compass, helping us make decisions that are consistent with our true selves, even in the face of external pressures and temptations. Integrity, a key Stoic virtue, involves being true to our values and principles in all circumstances. It means acting in accordance with our beliefs, regardless of external rewards or consequences. For the Stoics, living with integrity is essential for inner peace and self-respect. When our actions align with our values, we experience a sense of coherence and authenticity that contributes to our overall well-being. Aligning with our core values also fosters resilience. When we are grounded in our values, we are less likely to be swayed by external opinions or setbacks. Our sense of self-worth becomes intrinsic, rooted in our adherence to our principles rather than in external validation. This inner strength enables us to remain steadfast and composed, even in the face of rejection or adversity. Self-reflection is a crucial practice in aligning with our core values. The Stoics emphasize the importance of regular self-examination to ensure that our actions are consistent with our principles. By reflecting on our daily experiences and choices, we can identify areas where we may have strayed from our values and make the necessary adjustments. This process of self-reflection fosters greater self-awareness and accountability. It helps us recognize the influences and distractions that may lead us away from our values and reinforces our commitment to living authentically. Through continuous self-reflection, we cultivate a deeper understanding of our true selves and strengthen our resolve to live in alignment with our core values. In Stoic philosophy, the ultimate goal of life is to achieve eudaimonia, often translated as flourishing or the highest form of happiness. Eudaimonia is attained by living virtuously and in accordance with reason. By aligning with our core values, we move closer to this ideal state of being. Eudaimonia is not about momentary pleasures or external achievements, but about a sustained sense of fulfillment derived from living a virtuous life. When our actions are guided by our values, we experience a deep and enduring sense of purpose and satisfaction. This inner fulfillment is resilient and enduring, providing a stable foundation for our happiness, regardless of external circumstances. Consistency is a hallmark of living in alignment with our core values. It involves applying our principles consistently across different areas of our lives, from personal relationships to professional endeavors. Consistency ensures that our values are not just abstract ideals but are embodied in our everyday actions. The Stoics believe that a consistent commitment to our values cultivates trust and respect, both within ourselves and in our interactions with others. It creates a sense of harmony and integrity that enhances our relationships and contributes to a more just and compassionate world. In conclusion, aligning with our core values is a fundamental aspect of Stoic philosophy, offering profound insights into how we can live more meaningful and fulfilling lives. By living in accordance with our values, we cultivate integrity, resilience, and a sense of purpose that transcends external circumstances. This alignment not only enhances our personal well-being but also contributes to the greater good, fostering a life of virtue and fulfillment. Lesson number 16. Embrace the impermanence. Rejection, in its many forms, is an inescapable aspect of human existence. Whether it occurs in the realm of romantic relationships, professional endeavors, or social interactions, rejection is a common experience shared by all. However, how we perceive and respond to rejection can significantly influence our emotional well-being and personal growth. One powerful approach to handling rejection is to embrace its impermanence and understand that it is not a reflection of our inherent worth. This perspective is deeply rooted in the principles of Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches the importance of maintaining inner peace and resilience in the face of life's challenges. Firstly, embracing the impermanence of rejection involves acknowledging that nothing in life is permanent, including the feelings of disappointment and hurt that often accompany rejection. This understanding can be liberating because it reminds us that our current emotional state is transient and will eventually pass. By recognizing the temporary nature of our feelings, we can avoid becoming overwhelmed by them and maintain a sense of perspective. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within our control, our thoughts and reactions, rather than external events that we cannot change. Furthermore, understanding that rejection is a natural part of life helps to normalize the experience. Everyone, at some point, faces rejection, and it does not diminish their value as individuals. By accepting this reality, we can reduce the stigma and negative self-judgment often associated with rejection. Instead of viewing rejection as a personal failure, we can see it as a common human experience that offers valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. This shift in perspective allows us to approach rejection with greater equanimity and resilience. In addition to recognizing the impermanence and normality of rejection, it is essential to dissociate our self-worth from external validation. Our value as individuals is not determined by the acceptance or approval of others. This idea is central to Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of inner virtue and character over external achievements and recognition. By cultivating a strong sense of self-worth that is independent of others' opinions, we can withstand rejection without allowing it to undermine our confidence and self-esteem. Moreover, embracing the impermanence of rejection encourages us to focus on the present moment. Often, the fear of rejection and the lingering pain of past rejections can prevent us from fully engaging with our current experiences. By practicing mindfulness and staying present, we can appreciate the opportunities and possibilities that each moment offers, rather than being preoccupied with past disappointments or future uncertainties. This mindful approach not only enhances our overall well-being but also enables us to respond to rejection with greater clarity and composure. Another crucial aspect of this mindset is the practice of self-compassion. When faced with rejection, it is important to be kind and understanding toward ourselves. Instead of engaging in self-criticism or negative self-talk, we can offer ourselves the same empathy and support we would extend to a friend in a similar situation. Self-compassion helps to soothe the emotional pain of rejection and fosters a more positive and resilient outlook. In conclusion, embracing the impermanence of rejection and recognizing that it does not reflect our worth is a powerful strategy inspired by Stoic philosophy. By understanding that rejection is a temporary and natural part of life, normalizing the experience, dissociating our self-worth from external validation, staying present, and practicing self-compassion, we can transform rejection into an opportunity for growth and self-improvement. This approach not only enhances our resilience but also empowers us to navigate life's challenges with greater wisdom and grace. Lesson number 17. Focus on your response. Rejection, whether it manifests in our personal, professional, or social lives, is an inevitable experience that everyone encounters at some point. While we cannot always prevent rejection from occurring, we possess the power to control how we respond to it. This principle of focusing on our response is deeply embedded in Stoic philosophy, which advocates for the cultivation of inner peace and resilience through mindful and intentional reactions to life's challenges. By mastering our response to rejection, we can maintain our emotional equilibrium, foster personal growth, and transform potentially negative experiences into opportunities for development. At the heart of this approach is the Stoic concept of the dichotomy of control. According to this principle, we should distinguish between what is within our control, our thoughts, emotions, and actions, and what lies beyond our control, external events, including others' opinions and actions. By focusing on what we can control, we can prevent ourselves from being unduly affected by external circumstances, including rejection. This mindset empowers us to take ownership of our reactions and cultivate a sense of inner stability, regardless of the external situation. To control our response to rejection, it is crucial to develop emotional awareness and regulation. Emotional awareness involves recognizing and acknowledging our feelings without being overwhelmed by them. When faced with rejection, it is natural to experience a range of emotions, such as disappointment, sadness, or frustration. By becoming aware of these emotions, we can address them constructively rather than allowing them to dictate our actions. Emotional regulation, on the other hand, involves managing our emotions in a healthy and balanced manner. Techniques such as deep breathing, mindfulness meditation, and cognitive reframing can help us regulate our emotional responses and maintain a sense of calm and composure. Another important aspect of controlling our response to rejection is cultivating a growth mindset. A growth mindset, as opposed to a fixed mindset, views challenges and setbacks as opportunities for learning and development. By adopting this perspective, we can reframe rejection as a valuable feedback mechanism that provides insights into areas where we can improve. This shift in mindset encourages us to approach rejection with curiosity and a willingness to learn, rather than with fear or defensiveness. As a result, we become more resilient and adaptable, better equipped to handle future rejections and challenges. In addition to emotional regulation and a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion is essential in responding to rejection effectively. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially during difficult times. When faced with rejection, it is important to avoid harsh self-criticism and instead offer ourselves the same empathy and support we would extend to a friend. Self-compassion helps to alleviate the emotional sting of rejection and fosters a more positive and resilient outlook. By being gentle with ourselves, we can maintain our inner peace and continue to move forward with confidence. Furthermore, seeking constructive feedback can be a valuable part of our response to rejection. Instead of dwelling on the negative aspects of the experience, we can actively seek out feedback that can help us improve. This proactive approach not only aids in our personal and professional development but also demonstrates a commitment to growth and self-improvement. By viewing rejection as an opportunity for constructive feedback, we can turn a potentially discouraging experience into a stepping stone toward greater success. Lastly, building a support network of friends, family, and mentors can significantly enhance our ability to respond to rejection with resilience. A strong support network provides emotional encouragement, practical advice, and perspective during challenging times. By sharing our experiences and seeking support from others, we can gain valuable insights and feel less isolated in our struggles. This sense of community and connection can bolster our resilience and help us maintain our inner peace in the face of rejection. In conclusion, focusing on our response to rejection and controlling how we react is a powerful strategy for maintaining inner peace and resilience. By distinguishing between what we can and cannot control, developing emotional awareness and regulation, cultivating a growth mindset, practicing self-compassion, seeking constructive feedback, and building a support network, we can transform rejection into an opportunity for growth and personal development. This Stoic-inspired approach empowers us to navigate life's challenges with grace and equanimity, ultimately leading to a more fulfilling and resilient life. Lesson number 18: Seek self-improvement. Rejection is an experience that, while often painful, holds the potential for profound personal growth and self-improvement. By viewing rejection through the lens of Stoic philosophy, we can transform it into a valuable opportunity for reflection and development. This perspective encourages us to approach rejection not as a setback, but as a stepping stone towards greater self-awareness, resilience, and personal excellence. One of the first steps in leveraging rejection for self-improvement is to engage in honest self-reflection. This process involves examining the circumstances that led to the rejection, as well as our own actions and attitudes. By taking a thoughtful and introspective approach, we can gain insights into areas where we may need to develop new skills, adjust our strategies, or change our behaviors. Self-reflection allows us to identify patterns and underlying issues that may contribute to repeated rejections, thereby enabling us to address them more effectively. In addition to self-reflection, setting specific and actionable goals is crucial for turning rejection into an opportunity for growth. Once we have identified areas for improvement, we can create a plan to develop the necessary skills and qualities. This might involve seeking additional training, practicing new techniques, or adopting different approaches to our challenges. By setting clear, attainable goals, we can channel the energy from our disappointment into positive, forward-moving actions. This goal-oriented mindset helps to maintain our motivation and focus, transforming rejection into a catalyst for continuous improvement. Another important aspect of using rejection for self-improvement is cultivating resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity and maintain a positive outlook despite setbacks. Developing resilience involves building mental and emotional strength, which can be achieved through practices such as mindfulness, meditation, and cognitive restructuring. These practices help us to manage stress, regulate our emotions, and maintain a balanced perspective, even in the face of rejection. By fostering resilience, we become better equipped to handle future rejections with grace and composure, ultimately enhancing our overall well-being and personal growth. Moreover, adopting a growth mindset is essential for leveraging rejection for self-improvement. A growth mindset, as defined by psychologist Carol Dweck, is the belief that our abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort, learning, and perseverance. This mindset contrasts with a fixed mindset, which views abilities as static and unchangeable. By embracing a growth mindset, we can view rejection as a challenge to be overcome rather than a definitive judgment of our worth or capabilities. This perspective encourages us to embrace learning opportunities, persist in the face of obstacles, and see failure as a natural part of the learning process. Seeking feedback from others is another powerful strategy for using rejection to enhance personal development. Constructive feedback provides valuable insights into how others perceive our actions and efforts, highlighting areas where we can improve. By actively seeking feedback from trusted colleagues, mentors, or friends, we can gain different perspectives and identify blind spots that we may not have recognized on our own. This external input is invaluable for refining our skills, strategies, and approaches, ultimately contributing to our growth and success. Furthermore, practicing self-compassion is essential when using rejection as a tool for self-improvement. Self-compassion involves treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, especially during times of difficulty. When we experience rejection, it is important to avoid harsh self-criticism and instead offer ourselves the same empathy and support we would extend to a friend. Self-compassion helps to mitigate the emotional impact of rejection, allowing us to maintain our self-esteem and motivation as we work towards our goals. By being gentle with ourselves, we can foster a positive and resilient mindset that supports our ongoing development. Lastly, it is important to remember that rejection is often not a reflection of our inherent worth, but rather a result of specific circumstances or the preferences of others. By maintaining this perspective, we can avoid internalizing rejection and instead view it as an opportunity for growth and learning. This mindset helps to protect our self-esteem and encourages us to focus on what we can control, our efforts, attitudes, and actions, rather than external validation. In conclusion, seeking self-improvement through rejection is a powerful strategy for personal development inspired by Stoic philosophy. By engaging in honest self-reflection, setting actionable goals, cultivating resilience, adopting a growth mindset, seeking constructive feedback, practicing self-compassion, and maintaining perspective, we can transform rejection into a valuable opportunity for growth and self-enhancement. This approach not only helps us to navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and wisdom, but also empowers us to achieve our full potential and lead a more fulfilling life. Lesson number 19. Practice detachment. Practicing detachment, especially in the face of rejection, is a fundamental principle of Stoic philosophy. It involves shifting our focus from external outcomes to our own values and actions. By doing so, we can maintain a sense of inner peace and equilibrium, regardless of the external circumstances. Detachment does not mean indifference or lack of ambition. Rather, it means developing a balanced perspective that allows us to pursue our goals without being overly affected by the results. The Stoic concept of detachment is closely tied to the dichotomy of control, which emphasizes the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. Our actions, thoughts, and efforts are within our control, while external outcomes, including others' reactions and decisions, are not. By focusing on what we can control, we can free ourselves from the anxiety and disappointment that often accompany rejection. This shift in focus allows us to act with integrity and purpose, guided by our values rather than the desire for specific outcomes. To practice detachment effectively, it is essential to cultivate a mindset that prioritizes process over results. This means valuing the effort and intention behind our actions more than the external validation or success they may bring. When we focus on doing our best and acting in accordance with our principles, we can take pride in our efforts regardless of the outcome. This process-oriented mindset fosters resilience and perseverance, enabling us to continue striving towards our goals even in the face of setbacks and rejection. Another key aspect of practicing detachment is developing an internal locus of control. This psychological concept refers to the belief that we have control over our own lives and the ability to influence our circumstances through our actions. An internal locus of control contrasts with an external locus of control, where individuals believe that external forces or luck determine their fate. By nurturing an internal locus of control, we can reinforce the idea that our value and success are determined by our own efforts and choices, not by external validation or rejection. This perspective empowers us to take responsibility for our actions and to remain committed to our goals, regardless of external outcomes. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for cultivating detachment. These practices help us to become more aware of our thoughts and emotions, allowing us to observe them without becoming attached or reactive. Through mindfulness, we can develop the ability to remain present and centered, even in challenging situations. This heightened awareness enables us to respond to rejection with greater calm and clarity, rather than being overwhelmed by negative emotions. Meditation, in particular, can help us to cultivate a sense of inner peace and equanimity, reinforcing our ability to detach from external outcomes and focus on our values and actions. Additionally, practicing gratitude can enhance our ability to detach from outcomes. By regularly reflecting on the positive aspects of our lives and appreciating what we have, we can shift our focus from what we lack or have lost to what we value and cherish. Gratitude helps to counterbalance the disappointment of rejection, reminding us of the abundance and opportunities that exist in our lives. This positive perspective can strengthen our resilience and support our commitment to living in accordance with our values. Furthermore, it is important to recognize that detachment does not mean abandoning our goals or aspirations. Instead, it involves pursuing them with a sense of balance and perspective. We can set ambitious goals and work diligently towards them, while also accepting that the final outcome may be beyond our control. This balanced approach allows us to remain motivated and engaged, without becoming overly attached to specific results. By focusing on our efforts and maintaining a sense of detachment, we can navigate the journey towards our goals with greater flexibility and adaptability. Lastly, practicing detachment involves embracing the idea of impermanence. In the grand scheme of things, successes and failures, acceptance and rejection, are all transient experiences. By recognizing the temporary nature of these events, we can avoid becoming overly fixated on them. This understanding encourages us to live in the present moment and to appreciate each experience as a valuable part of our personal growth. Embracing impermanence helps us to maintain a sense of perspective and balance, allowing us to respond to rejection with grace and composure. In conclusion, practicing detachment by avoiding excessive attachment to outcomes and focusing on our values and actions is a powerful strategy inspired by Stoic philosophy. By cultivating a process-oriented mindset, developing an internal locus of control, practicing mindfulness and gratitude, maintaining balance in our pursuits, and embracing impermanence, we can transform our relationship with rejection. This approach enables us to maintain inner peace and resilience, empowering us to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and equanimity. Lesson 20. Maintain perspective. Maintaining perspective in the face of rejection is a powerful strategy rooted in Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of rational thinking and emotional resilience. By understanding that rejection is often not a personal indictment, but rather a result of numerous external factors, we can mitigate its emotional impact and foster a healthier, more balanced outlook. One of the first steps in maintaining perspective is recognizing the complexity of human interactions and decisions. Rejection often stems from a variety of factors beyond our control, such as differing opinions, personal preferences, situational circumstances, and the subjective nature of individual choices. By appreciating this complexity, we can avoid internalizing rejection as a reflection of our worth or abilities. Instead, we can view it as a natural part of life, influenced by an array of elements that do not necessarily pertain to our inherent value. Another crucial aspect of maintaining perspective is to avoid overgeneralizing. When faced with rejection, it is common to fall into the trap of thinking that it defines our entire self-worth or future prospects. This cognitive distortion can lead to unnecessary despair and a sense of helplessness. By challenging such overgeneralizations and reminding ourselves that one instance of rejection does not determine our overall potential or value, we can maintain a more balanced and constructive viewpoint. This rational approach aligns with the Stoic practice of using logic and reason to navigate emotional challenges. Cultivating a sense of gratitude is another effective strategy for maintaining perspective. By regularly reflecting on and appreciating the positive aspects of our lives, we can counterbalance the negative emotions associated with rejection. Gratitude helps us focus on what we have rather than what we lack, fostering a sense of contentment and resilience. This practice can shift our attention from the immediate disappointment of rejection to the broader context of our overall well-being and achievements, thereby reducing its emotional impact. Furthermore, it is beneficial to adopt a long-term perspective when dealing with rejection. In the moment, rejection can feel overwhelming and final, but it is important to remember that life is a continuous journey with many opportunities for growth and success. By viewing rejection as a temporary setback rather than a permanent failure, we can maintain our motivation and optimism. This long-term perspective encourages us to see each rejection as a learning experience that contributes to our overall development and prepares us for future opportunities. Engaging in self-compassion is another key element in maintaining perspective. When we experience rejection, it is essential to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding rather than harsh self-criticism. Self-compassion involves recognizing that everyone faces rejection and setbacks, and it is a normal part of the human experience. By offering ourselves empathy and support, we can alleviate the emotional sting of rejection and maintain a more balanced perspective on our worth and capabilities. Building a strong support network is also crucial for maintaining perspective. Friends, family, and mentors can provide valuable insights, encouragement, and reassurance when we face rejection. Sharing our experiences with trusted individuals can help us gain different viewpoints and understand that rejection is a common experience. This sense of community and support can help us maintain our emotional equilibrium and reinforce the idea that rejection does not define our value. Moreover, engaging in reflective practices such as journaling or meditation can help us process rejection and maintain perspective. Journaling allows us to articulate our thoughts and emotions, providing a space to explore our feelings and gain clarity. Meditation, on the other hand, helps us cultivate mindfulness and present moment awareness, enabling us to observe our thoughts without becoming overly attached to them. These practices can foster a sense of inner calm and resilience, helping us to navigate rejection with greater ease and perspective. Lastly, it is important to recognize the role of resilience in maintaining perspective. Resilience is the ability to adapt and bounce back from adversity, and it is a skill that can be developed over time. By facing rejection with a resilient mindset, we can view it as an opportunity to strengthen our coping mechanisms and build emotional fortitude. This proactive approach encourages us to embrace challenges as part of our personal growth journey, ultimately enhancing our ability to maintain perspective and navigate life's ups and downs with greater ease. In conclusion, maintaining perspective in the face of rejection involves understanding that rejection is often not personal and adopting a broader viewpoint to reduce its emotional impact. By recognizing the complexity of factors influencing rejection, avoiding overgeneralization, cultivating gratitude, adopting a long-term perspective, practicing self-compassion, building a support network, engaging in reflective practices, and fostering resilience, we can develop a balanced and resilient approach to handling rejection. This Stoic-inspired strategy empowers us to maintain our emotional well-being and continue pursuing our goals with confidence and determination. And there you have it, 20 powerful lessons from the Stoics on how to turn rejection into a stepping stone to success. If you found these lessons valuable, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need a little Stoic wisdom in their life. And if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. Remember, the power to transform rejection into success lies within you. Until next time, stay resilient, stay stoic, and keep moving forward.